Hey there, people. If you can hear all that background noise, that's the noise that has been hounding me for ever since the house burned down. Guess where we're at? Finally back at the house. It's kind of weird. It's like they rebuilt the house to the original specifications. They had to include, had to upgrade everything, put more tie down for the trusses for hurricane protection that wasn't required back when this house was built in 1986. So they put additional straps all around the perimeter on the trusses and everything. You've got to have shutters, and that's the lowest cost um, thing, I guess. Is these big old bulky corrugated steel, but they freaking work. Hell, anything works. Plywood works. I've been through a few heavy duty hurricanes and done like a week and a half before the one, which was even worse than Charlie, but it was down south. Um, I saw what worked and what didn't work, and I saw why things failed and why things didn't fail. And so here we are back in the house. Got a new garage door. It's beautiful. The guy that did it, he showed up, and I said, "Well, how long do you think it's going to take?" And he said, "Usually about 3.5 hours." He disassembled the whole other door first. Disassembled it, stacked it nice and neat on his truck rack, and pulled his stuff off and started building a whole new thing from scratch. And he took the wood down around the side, had to anchor it, concrete anchor it, and everything. Did it all himself. It was pretty amazing. The level of skill and not just skill, but it was hard work. It's not easy. So I was pretty impressed. And just as I was going to ask him about what kind of garage door opener he would recommend, he pulled the garage door opener out. He'd already cleaned up after. It wasn't a mess either. But he cleaned up everything, and I thought he was getting ready to leave, and he pulls out a box with a garage door opener in it and said, "This is what I recommend." I said, "Well, all right." And shoot, this door is like super hurricane proof. I would pretty much say proof. I've seen some shit. These are strong doors, the way they're built and everything, compared to the old ones that we had. you know, but beefier. But you walk in the house, the kid, it's like everything's modern. That was, the house was built in '86, was 30 something years ago. And as a matter of fact, a friend of mine remembers framing this house with the one next door back then. And I remember in high school, the trees in the backyard, we got a big old oak trees. And I remember in the backyard, back when I was in high school and there was no houses anywhere out here, I remember pulling under those oak trees to drink a beer and smoke a joint about 10 o'clock at night, or might have been earlier because the gas station was still open. But I got on that sugar sand. Sand sometimes won't grow around those oak trees. It'll be all white beach sand. And I had two-wheel drive. I had a '66 Dodge pickup with street tires. It was a street truck, man. It wasn't a four-wheel drive or anything. Air conditioned, man. Three on the tree. But it was styling, man. And pulled up under them trees, and I got ready to leave, and it started spinning. Didn't sink, it just spun. I said, well, goddamn, I had to walk about 2.5, 3 miles to the highway to the gas station where these older guys were working. And how much money you got? I'm like, man, I got like $4, man. Which, back in 1970 something. But anyway, they came out and they helped me push it out because all we had to do was push it by hand. It wasn't that heavy a truck. It was just a light ass rear end. It's fun. So anyway, I parked in the backyard way before this house was built. Used to do that kind of crap. Everybody did. Find a spot. Hey, let's go over there and party and drink and throw a can. Then the price of metal went up and everybody went can. The economy collapsed. But anyway, so here we are back in the house. And from the moving, just like when we moved into the other house, I am physically so fucking fucked up I can barely even walk again. Last year I got pretty good. What with having a secretary and all to help me. It's hell not having a secretary, goddamn it. Well, let's see. I don't know. It says live chat, blah, 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 learn more. I don't know how to do this. Let's do this. Does that do anything? I don't know. I'm very not computer savvy and, well, uh-oh. It says something about coronavirus. Did it say coronavirus? I don't know. So here it is in the middle of the night, and we just moved in here, and we're still sorting stuff out. Still got a few things over at the other house. Some friends of mine that want to run a room and everything. They're taking over the house as far as rent and all, I guess. And I personally like it over here better, but whatever. Yeah, I've lived in this damn county almost 50 years. God, I'm old. I am. I aged more since this house went down than I did in 10 years. I look at myself and I'm like, oh my fucking God, I got old. A lot of this pain, not being able to sleep right, having to put up with stuff, but thought things would kind of, I don't know, man. If it weren't for Mom, I'd take off. She's not as in good a shape as she used to be, and it's kind of scared to leave her to the wolves because everything I've seen says whoever these people are ain't nice in anything. Just lie to your face. Well, the shit's happening, they're lying to you. All right, wait a minute now. I don't know what it is. Strange to me. Never seen anything like it. Thought maybe it was some kind of law enforcement investigating me originally for when the house burnt down. Maybe they thought I did it. So I'm kind of crazy about saying stupid shit. And, well, I never done anything like that. I wouldn't. That's fucked up. But, that's what I thought for a while, and then weird shit started happening. And thank God that I ran into that one girl. She kind of helped me out quite a bit just by being around sometimes. And Mom doesn't understand that sometimes just having somebody else around helps out. Even if they are whatever, Can't have everything. You can't have much of anything. I still got my old bike going. I had a bike that I bought a few years ago before the house broke down, and it had a hub motor, and I was going to get it going, and mother said, "Go, kid, want to buy it." And the bike, and I said, "All right." And he goes, he told me how much he wanted to pay me, and I said, "Well," okay. I said, but he said he didn't care about the bike. I said, "Well, I kind of like the bike. Let me have the bike." We worked out a deal. I sold the motor. He was a little bit pissed off because the wires had come out of it. I guess they were shortened, and I didn't know. I was told that it worked fine, and so he got on YouTube and got a tutorial on how to repair it, and he did a good job doing it. He went and got a gear puller to take the hub assembly apart, and he went step by step, and all those on. He's not like a mechanic. You know what I mean? I grew up kind of mechanicking. You went to mechanic school when I was in high school and stuff, and so I have a real background in mechanics before I even worked in the industry. And here this kid is, he's got the balls to watch that tutorial, and we told him, we said, do it in the garage here so you don't have to worry about rain or somebody taking your stuff or messing with it. And you use our tools and everything if you need. And it took him like 24 hours, maybe. He did, man, that thing. I was like, man, I wish I would have done that 2 years ago. But it does like hauls. But my bike tops out about 18, but it's got that chain drive. It's kind of like them Harley Davidson wallets. You got a chain drive, and it's kind of slow to get out. It's like this bike I got, man. It's like the low end of the spectrum. I mean, if you want a cheap bike, that's the one you get, like super cheap. And but the parts and the maintenance will kill you. I mean, sometimes me anyway. I beat shit to death anyway, me included. Um, but I've had that bike like God, 10, 11 years now. Changed the motor on it. I know exactly what's pretty much, unless somebody messes with it. I mean, usually I know what's going to fail. Where the weak points are. And I've still got that other bicycle. It's a good looking bike. It's got the I don't know what they call them, 700. I get them all mixed up because to me it's a 27-inch rim, and they call it some other thing. And if I can get one, for the bike, I'll do it. But they're not as common as they used to be. Everybody's got right now the big thing is they're going bigger even, but a lot of these bikes are 26, and you can get a 26-inch all day long for a good price. And I'm not sure I can get a 27-inch. And I also have a voltage requirement, and there's my own reasons for that. And it's kind of stupid, but it's not that stupid. Actually, I want a 36-volt motor instead of a 48-volt motor. And the reason behind that is in a pinch, and I can't afford, I don't think, to get it all at once, is the lithium ion battery is fairly expensive. And I figure with a 36-volt motor, in a pinch, I can use lead acid. And 36 volts, that's one less of those lead batteries that you're carrying around. Because I know my this one guy that I know, he has a 48, and he was using the lead acids, and he had like almost 50 pounds on the back of his bike, and it would just beat him. It's a lot of weight there to pull you around. 50 extra pounds. That's like carrying hmm, a mid-sized dog. I don't know. The dog would be barking and shit, but batteries work too, I guess. But anyway, it's a lot of weight compared to the lithium ion, which weighs next to nothing. Less than, I don't know. They're light though, compared to a whole bunch of lead acids. So that's my reason on that. If I was to get the hub motor for for a month, I could probably run it with 36 volts. Um, I can't just abandon my bike. I can't throw my bike out and say, "Yay, I got a new bike," because if it doesn't work properly, my legs aren't good enough to um, pedal me around. God, I don't even want to talk about it. Pedaling, walking, and I've been getting worse because I guess of all the crap I've moving and stuff that we've been doing or having to do or whatever. I don't know, but it's kind of a shock. It seems like from the day of the fire, the very first day, it's like things, and that was in August or September or something of 2019. Year and a half ago, 18 months or something like that. It's a long time ago, and from that time forward. Um, it's like I used to have a, I used to have fairly good, oh, I know that after this fire, I've been treated like shit for over 18 months. It's fucking old. These fuckers don't know me and they're fucking lying and shit. It's a bunch of bullshit. And, man, it was on home. There's a little more leeway than in some kind of a house he's staying in. Like over in that other house, which I totally hated that house. God. I'm surprised I didn't do more. I was going pretty crazy over there. I'm not gonna go crazy here. I'm gonna fucking go fucking something. I may just pack up and go. Thing about that is I worry about mom, One for her, be a whole different story. But I keep hoping I talk to my old secretary, technical advisor. Anything I had like a phone or a computer, Chromebook. Yeah. This is my second Chromebook. It's messed up from the chemicals. You know, if people can tell lies all they want, but sometimes it's going to get them. I prefer the truth when possible. One reason is because I'm not good at lying, and especially in the case of this one chick, she's like an interrogator, man. Boy, I can't lie to her at all. I tell her the truth. Sometimes the truth's better. It's always better, in my opinion. Because, phew, you get in that lie situation, and I don't like it. So I'm just not good at it. I was never able to juggle it. Well, I couldn't handle two girls. I'd be dead in the water. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Only person, I'm not even gonna say that. But yeah, I was never a player, so to speak. Anyway, I've been trying to get my old secretary, technical advisor. She's a kind of a fireball. She was at Daytona last year. Ran off to Daytona around her birthday and our birthday are a couple weeks apart. But yeah, she goes running off to Daytona and leaves me stuck at the freaking house. That was the birthday bash marathon where I thought she was freaking laid up in a hospital somewhere. I get a text from her in Daytona. Well, first she's all freaked out about Daytona, and she got pissed off. She started walking, and here I am picturing her walking down the road. I lived in Daytona. I went to college there. It was a ghost town in the winter. The boys come spring break, crazy. But anyway, actually it starts in bike weeks when it kicks off, and I actually had a bike back then too, and finals were during spring break, so it was kind of a bitch. But so here I'm picturing her walking down the road, and I said, "You better get back to your motel." I said, I said, "You can't be wandering around Daytona bike week, fucking, you know, even though she was a, biker type girl." She, but anyway, so here I'm worried about her, and she's got kind of a heart condition. Sometimes her blood pressure skyrockets. I'm thinking, man, she's gonna wind up in the hospital or all kinds of crap. And finally, so and she was having it out with her other boyfriend, and I told her, I said, "I'm gonna call him up. Don't you dare!" I said, "Screw you," and I did. And he called her, and hours later, like in the morning, finally she talked to me and stuff. And And then it was like, so I'm thinking, okay, she's back at the motel and everything's all right. And then I fell asleep because I'd been up for so long. And I passed out and I woke up like 4 hours later. And the text that was on my phone said, "Bone broke, can't see." And I'm thinking, oh man, they were coming back on the bike and got hit or something. Their old man's probably dead across the road in some Central Florida hillbilly ass county with nothing for miles. She's laying there going blind from blood loss because I went blind from blood loss one time. Couldn't, your vision just goes like, wow, I can't see anything. Oh, you'll be all right. We get some blood. You'll be fine. I was like, all right, if you say so. And it worked. And so I think she's laying somewhere in the middle of nowhere with no phone. Bones broke. It said, bone broke, can't see. So then I'm really worried. So I call her boyfriend to talk her down off the ledge or whatever. And we didn't hear anything. We couldn't find her. Nothing. Didn't hear anything. And all of a sudden I get a text. She didn't talk. She hardly ever talks to me. Hardly ever. She likes to text me. She's a text girl. So all of a sudden I get a freaking text. And I'm like, well, are you okay? What happened? And she said that she dropped the phone and her boyfriend stepped on it and cracked it and her phone was broke. That's why I said phone broke. As she talked to it, I guess it said so it came out bone broke. And I'm like, oh, and I told my mom, this is like a week later when she comes home. And she comes over to the house, and my mom's like, oh, you don't look like you were hurt. What hospital are you at? And she's freaking out, man. I said, yeah. I said, we were freaking worried. But they wasn't doing that. Uh, it was on my birthday, I think. We were doing that crap. And I couldn't even talk about it. I was about to cry, man, because I thought she was hurt or in some stupid hospital. Shoot, she was partying up in Daytona. Well, I wouldn't have it any other way. I was happy with how. Shoot. See, now I'm hearing my fam, but I'm also hearing some kind of other fucking weird shit. I don't know. And I'm tilting, watch this. Yeah, it's like riding that ship or some crap. I don't know what to do. It's a gravitational pull. I don't know, man. I don't understand. If you got so much technology and so much money to do the things that you can do and that cool shit, why be an asshole? I mean, seriously. I'm poor and dog shit. What people I'm assholes to are the ones that are assholes to me. I fucking try not to bitch. Try not to do much of anything, mind my own business. People up my motherfucking ass all the time. I don't even know who the fuck they are. When I figure out they were the cops, I get a little pissed off. Like, who the fuck are these motherfuckers? I don't motherfucking know. Thought when we moved back at my end. I've heard some various theories. I've heard somebody pitch forth a term called gang stalking. And I could see that because the people that kind of started this avalanche or whatever you want to call it, they didn't know me or anything. Or why I'm doing. They think they were picking out a victim to throw to somebody to do some other shit or something. I don't know. You think the hell would stop? When people been up your ass for so long, maybe they're just assholes all around. I don't know. But I know it's a bunch of bullshit. I know my mom's a lot worse off. I am too. God damn, look at me. I'm older than dog shit. I've been told that. I'm 58 years old. Right now, I've got it's a lineman's belt. That ain't nothing weird. A lineman's belt that I got back in the 80s from a guy that was a lineman. My tool belt broke in the 80s. I wasn't making a whole lot of money. I was working my way up the ladder of being a carpenter. Right, I was low down. You know how that goes. Florida's rough for Raymond. Florida's rough for a lot of things. But I use this lineman's belt for off and on for quite a few years as a backup belt for my tools. It weighs like hell, but it keeps my stomach together. I have a very bad hernia. Very. I felt the fabric of my stomach rip all the way across, about all the way across my stomach, like. And I about cried because I didn't know what to do and didn't have insurance or anything at the time. And when we were getting ready to move, I had to move a mattress by myself, and I was heaving it around. That fucking makes it. The only thing that helps is rest for like a week or a month or something. And without somebody like Beth around to help, it ain't gonna happen. I can't find anybody to even pay. It's like I'm blacklisted. It's a real fucked up deal. Yeah, I've lived here in this county for 50 years almost, and I'm ready to turn my back and walk away from it and not say a fucking word because I'm about to not give a fuck about it anymore. I always had hope in it, even though, I've had my brushes with the law. I thought, hey, I'm gonna stay here and make, it's my county. I've never intentionally fucked anybody. Unless they fucked me, of course. That's the whole thing. I believe in get back. But and I'm the one that always got in trouble. So what does that say? But taking a lot more shit than I've given too. And after all this time, I had people turn their backs on me, treat me like shit. I'm not ready to say fuck it, just go live somewhere else. Oh yeah, this real fucking asshole of the county down there. That's the way I feel about it. Thanks to these motherfuckers. That's straight up fuck these people. Fuck this whole fucking shit. Put my life into this fucking county. I worked for assholes like this all my fucking life. Look where it got me. Shit on. Oh ha ha he he. Fuck you. That's the way I feel. I kept my mouth shut when the economy took a shit. They were all fucking, oh, I love them Mexicans. I love. And then as soon as Donald Trump comes in, we hate Mexicans. My motherfucker let the Mexicans in. They just want to work. Fuck them. And treat them like shit anyway. I couldn't find a job back then. When the economy took a shit, man, this town turned into a ghost town. The banks made money hand over motherfucking fist. They left every fucking house full of shit, fully abandoned shit. They knew that when it turned around, they were going to be sitting pretty, and they were. They didn't even keep up the yards or anything. And then as soon as fucking it started picking up, they started getting on everybody's ass about doing unlicensed contractors and shit, which of course is a very serious thing. But I mean, goddamn, man. It's like, I don't know, man. Money doesn't make you fucking nice. Money doesn't make you smart. Money just makes you fucking rich, is all. Snobbish. If you're an asshole first, you're always going to be an asshole. I've seen guys that were millionaires that were cheaper than shit. I'm like, God, dude, man. All my life, I've been, I go to bars. Well, used to. I can't afford it, but all my life I went to bars, smoked Marlboros, and I know that if I go in a bar or a restaurant, I'm gonna have a tip for the fucking waitress, and it's generally a good one. And I'm, I mean, breakfast these guys one time. I left a $5 tip. It was a nice restaurant. I hadn't been in there before. It was in a different section of town, and we went in there and ate breakfast. And I laid down a $5 bill for a tip. The guy goes to grab it. I said, "What are you doing?" "You're not leaving five." I said, "The hell I ain't." I said, "I always tip good because I've dated a few waitresses that they come home crying. The last biggest table, they busted their ass and didn't get less shit. It's pretty crappy to me. Says a lot about your character. Usually it's people that's got money to do that shit. Ain't the poor people. Well, the poor people ain't gonna go in there like me. I'd be lucky if I go to McDonald's once in a while. But I used to. Shit. About the time the economy got better is when this shit, osteomyelitis, just fucking fucked me to hell. Destroyed by fucking pain. And now I'm beyond it. I don't think I can ever get any better. I never had any fucking help. The house burned down. There wasn't a motherfucker. 80 million people said they were going to help. Not one did shit. The best thing that happened was that secretary of mine, Beth. People talk shit about her. Fuck no. She's all right. That girl helped me so much with my mom. There's few people in this world that I feel that I owe, and she's one of them. I had the money, I'd pay her right. Sucks being poor, but what are you going to do? I'm just going to stick it out. Smoke these cheap cigars. With Marlboros, cheap cigars. Took a few years, went from a lot of money to little money to less money to less money to where I feel it ripped me off because they could. And I couldn't work. And then people called me lazy. People still think I'm faking that shit. Fuck them. Fucking assholes. Yeah. We did a fairly good job on the house for the most part. As far as I can see, I mean, it was pretty bad. I mean, I sat in this goddamn thing for almost a month every day, getting dehydrated and overheated, trying to do the right thing. And, I don't want my experiences the last couple of years to jade me on the way I feel about most people and everything. I just can't understand how some things are. Where she even? I don't even know what goddamn thing is. Sorry, I'm cussing, but Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ on jump rope. This right here is a boning knife. And so when we used to get hanging beef, you get a knife like this and come down the bone on the cow, on the round, on the hind quarter. You get down to get that round, get down to the bottom, and you got the loin hanging there. You hit that H bone, that'll drop down and hook it off. I learned how to cut meat on hanging beef, and that was fun. You roll out all that beef and fuel. If you wanted to see that shit, I remember when I was a kid, I used to want to watch them. It was in Sebring, Florida, which is where my boss worked when he was my age. Well, young high school age. I told him, I said, yeah, we should shop there. And I used to always walk by and I said, I like looking at all them fish because they had a fish case there. Grouper and snapper and all that kind of stuff. Different colored fish. I thought it was cool. I thought Florida was so exotic. I think to this day, to me, the center of the state where all the chain of lakes is and everything is way more exotic and way prettier than kind of the coast because I learned how to swim over there and there was crystal clear water, sand bottom lakes. It was beautiful. We came over here and you had to either swim in a pool. If you went to Port Charlotte Beach, which was on the bay, they call it a harbor, but it's really a bay, shallow bay. The water's brackish most of the time and kind of dark. It's not. After you live here, well, there's nothing wrong with that water, except for the pollution. They're working on that, and it's not that bad, believe me. But when you swim in a swimming pool, you got chlorine burning your eyes. You go to the beach. You go out to the salt water. Out to on the coast, and good used to be about a good 45-minute ride back then. You get out there, it's nice and all. Then you got the sand spurs, the salt water. It's kind of nasty. When you get back, you gotta get all the sand out of the car and stuff. Also, you got to swim in the pool and your eyes get all red because they're chlorinating the hell out of it. All the kids peeing. And you got these canals that are, for the most part, some salt water might have a little bit deep depth, but for the most part, you get these canals that you can't swim in these canals. The water's black, almost black, There's gators and snakes, man. We were taught to swim in these lakes, and there weren't no gators to get anywhere near because they'd already been taught their lesson. You see a human, you better stay away because somebody's going to put a gun on your ass and kill you and eat you. So they learned that in the center of the state real quick. To this day, gators, well, they know when a redneck pulls up. They see that cowboy hat and them boots and blue jeans. They know they better get their ass on the water quick. That ain't no bullshit. They know when somebody's out to get them. But so we didn't have any gator problems over there because the gators stayed away from the populated areas. Clear water, and gators like to hunt easily in clear water, the fish get away, whatever, So, and that's where we wanted to swim, so that's where we would swim. And it was beautiful. So I learned how to swim on Lake Placid, Florida. And the lake was shallow for a long, long ways. And my dad was real tall. He was like 6'9". And I remember my dad, he started walking. He was way, 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 way out there. I mean, I couldn't believe how far he was. There's no tide on the lakes or anything, so it wasn't no worries like that. It was like, I ain't going to do something like that. We used to go fishing out by Boca Grande, and we'd be fishing for my crazy boss was a snook freak. No time to drink a beer. We got to catch snook. I'm like, well, heck, man, we ain't keeping them. Well, they ain't big enough. I said, well, I don't need to catch 50 snook. I don't want myself. I want to sit down and drink some beer here. Man, he worked me harder on his boat fishing than on a roof decking, Damn, man, he worked me harder. You don't pay me. I don't get to drink that much. Damn. But, he'd want to go wading. We'd be out there, and the water's chest deep. Come on, let's go wading around and fish. I'm like, man, I ain't going out there. A shark could be in there. Shark won't bother you. I said, yeah, it's the one you don't see that's going to get you. Shit. Wade around out there like a crazy man. Pulling in fish, they're struggling, and you're pulling it right up to you. Hell no. I'll sit on the boat, thank you, and drink a beer. Hell, hot, go walking. And they got the big saltwater crocodiles that come sometimes, and the big old alligators. Alligators go out there too. They're swimming in saltwater sometimes, We'll get them one of them kayakers, That's like kayaking crap's kind of popular now. Well, I can't do it. I suck all around. Once without like a bike, I wouldn't be able to get around. Just want to put so much effort into maintaining it. And I've got some things that I'm coming up to. It's probably going to be, I'm hoping, in the next couple of days, especially if I can get, good Lord, I wish I could get her. Because I really need the help. Really, really, really need the help, She's really that good. I don't know. It's like I'm like the Black Plague or something. I don't think, I've been, for somebody that doesn't do a whole lot, I sure am bad. No, I don't want to do that. Oh, look at it. I don't know what the heck this is. Let's see. You got all these kind of little weird YouTube symbol things. Let's see. Looks like a monkey, a giraffe, can of soda, a dollar sign. I don't know what the heck it is. Oh, here we go. It's just relying on me. I'll give you a tour of the house here in a second. I'm trying to find a lighter. I can't. Wait, I think I got three right here. I'm a big Offspring fan. Always had the. It's like I don't know, rock and roll. I don't know why. I just always loved the voice. And Dexter Holland. I like his the way he sings. I like everything. I like the band. I like the hard driving rock and roll and everything. And they do a lot of covers. They do a cover of an AFI song that I like the cover. I really do. I thought, okay, first I heard it with the Offspring first. Then I heard the AFI, and I said, okay, AFI, all right. But AFI is an older band. I think they're like from the '70s and stuff, And I just recently saw their video of the song, and I really do. I'm telling you, man, I like that band. That's so cool, man. Just the way they do it, man. I was like, hell yeah. I think I've got to now say that I like their version a million percent. And hell, I'm old, but they're probably older than me. I'm sure they're older than me. I'm sure they're also richer than me. Right now it's not that cold out. I rode my bicycle wearing this earlier. Of course, if I went out anytime soon, I don't even know what time it is. Anybody know what time it is? Somebody tell me what time it is. Here it is. It's 4:40 something here in 441, and you are listening to Southwest Florida. I used to have a real bad accent when I was younger. Ah, I moved up to New Jersey, to go to mechanic school. And I tell you what, they weren't really so much make fun. They were amazed that people really did talk like that. The younger kids anyway. And they'd, they'd be stopping me, say, "Wait, what'd you say?" And I said, "What do you mean?" Then I'd be embarrassed and stuff, and they uh, weren't being jerks about it. They're just being like, "Wow, really? You really talk like that?" I said, "Yeah, yeah, that's the way we talk." Like I say, "See y'all later," and they would freak out. They were kind of right out of high school stuff. They weren't stupid or anything. They just hadn't been around. They were in their own little sub universe, I guess you'd call it. And I learned when I went up there, that you know it's actually not a bad state, and it's they're really not the assholes I thought they were. They're loud. They're loud a lot of times, but that's just the way they are. They're not loud because they're being mean. They're loud because they're just used to it. I guess expressive. I guess you'd call it. Whole different scenario when I went up there than when they were coming down here and stuff. From New Jersey. And, yeah, it was New Jersey. Shit. You know what I mean. Well, they tend to, I guess, to band together down here and stuff too. And so it was different. Man. I had a good time in Jersey. I loved it. I got to see the Statue of Liberty. I saw it with the shroud, with the scaffolding all around. We went to a woodworkers convention. Holy shit! The only convention I've ever been to in my life, and it was great. And we went down. It was in Hoboken, New Jersey, and you come up and you kind of drive around. The Empire State Building's there, and you're looking at her. It's just so beautiful. And we get down. There's this warehouse, and it looks like, these places. This is like stuff out of Kick Ass and Superman movies and shit. These are like real industrial areas that go. holy crap, it's incredible. Um, and we go down, it's just this crappy looking warehouse, it's like something from World War II or something, and you're thinking, well, what the fuck, it's winter time, and you go in and you're greeted, and they got all these tables lined up with hundreds and hundreds and thousands of drinks, all kinds of different drinks. You grab a drink, you drink it, you set it down, you grab another one, you keep going, you're like, wow. Then you walk in, there's all this food, your feet. You're like, holy crap, this was so cool. We never saw this kind of crap down here, you know what I mean? Shit. Never. Never fuck. And you go around, you're seeing these, like a bandsaw with a blade that's like this wide. I don't know what it's for, cutting like logs or some shit. And it's serrated, it's like, you're like, holy crap, must be cutting railroad ties or something. I don't know. Big, big, big stuff, I guess. And they got some totally hot chick running around. Hey, watch what you can do with this. Doing all kinds of cool crap. You're like, wow. That's incredible, man. Selling, giving free stuff away. I was like, man, we never had that crap down here in Florida, man. Yeah, no shit. Hey, how you doing, man? Where are you from? You around here or what? I ain't nobody. Still. But I got this. I'm gonna do a tour of the house here in a minute. One second, please. Let me think. Let me think. Let me think. Let me think. Let me go. I'm gonna throw some coffee water on. I need some coffee. Hmm. I want to drink a cup of coffee. And can you hear me? Um, who is this? I can't tell who that is. My eyes ain't too good. Gosh darn, that sucks. Getting old like that. And you don't generally get younger. You don't get older. I mean, I finally got my hair almost to where I kind of like it. Color wise, I'll screw it up. I do it every time. I never used to. When I was younger, I used to color my hair, but it was always like natural color and stuff. I never got crazy until I got single for some reason. It's like, all right, let's try something like one thing was, boy, you better have some conditioner on here. Learn that real quick. Yeah, again, I was a peroxide like a dummy. Now, this is something a friend of mine gave to me. It runs off a USB. You can run it off a portable, battery pack. You know what I mean? You can put it on your bike. It's got adhesive, and it's got a remote with it that it's got all kinds of different colors. I'm gonna give it a demonstration of that when I get back because I'm gonna. I actually got the stuff in my pocket. I forgot all about it. This mirror. Let me show it to you. I bought this mirror probably about 25 years ago, and it used to be plated steel, and it used to be plated really nice brass. And it sat in the garage for a couple of years, and it on the floor, and it galvanic corrosion and all that crap. You couldn't bring the brass back at all. So what I did is I painted it different colors. It was black. It was blah 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 blah. I paid quite a bit of money for that at a yard sale, quite a bit. But the thing I liked about it was I could have it hanging in the house, and it looked like a porthole, you know, and I could throw my keys and my wallet and stuff in the, you know, and the thing is, it's kind of big, see, and sturdy too, and so these lights right here, I'm not going to use the adhesive. I have these handy dandy little hook things that are they're made for computer wires and stuff. They're just little things. Where are you at right now? Oh, up here. I'm sorry. See, it's adhesive, and you can glue stick them on something on your little computer wires or whatever. Like the guy with the wires for the controller, the you know Hell, these garage doors now, the garage door openers, they've got to have the safeties where they slow down. If it hits something, it's going to stop. Because you don't want to crush a kid or anything. These garage doors are a lot heavier than the ones we used to have because they're beefy. They beef them up. Well, how about I take a few minute break and let me go get some coffee water going on. I'll be back. And in the meantime, hey, if you guys see anything weird or anything, let me know. Like if you see I don't know, anything. If it ain't me, it's weird. Unless if you see any girls now, I would appreciate it if you let me know pretty quick because I've been in short supply for a while, and it gets old. Ain't no fun. So, uh, let's see. That's my bike right there. See that big old mirror on it? People make fun of that, but let me tell you something, man. When you're doing 20 miles an hour and you hit something with that mirror, it ain't like them little cheap bicycle mirrors will break off. No, that mirror right there will spin them handlebars around and snap your back real quick. And it don't feel good, but you still got your mirror. Every time I buy one of them old cheapo bicycle mirrors, one time my bike falls over sometimes. That thing will fall over, bam, there goes my mirror. Like within a week, usually it's gone. I've had this thing, a legendary shoe, I think about a year now, close to it. It's made for ATV. I mean, people, ooh, look at that big stupid thing hanging out there. Yeah, I said, but I can hang a motorcycle helmet from it too. I can put a 50-pound hog on there. I can ride with all kinds of stuff because of that mirror, and it kind of counterbalances, the wind and everything. It's kind of nice. I don't have to worry about if I'm going through the pepper trees. They don't trim the pepper trees, and all of a sudden, poof, I'll be out halfway on the sidewalk, clean them pepper trees right off, man. Or I'm just kind of kidding there. Not really though. I'll be back. I hope. Got my cane again. I got old, I guess. Dang, my hips are real bad. trying to make it, so it's, kind of nice to be back in my own dimensions, but, this garage here, one thing about it, when I pretty much the whole time I lived here until almost the end, and even then, I still have my, oh shoot, a little bit of, whenever, I used to tell people if they came over here, because there for a long time, because I was in a lot of pain from the osteomyelitis, didn't know how to deal with it. Still don't. It doesn't get any better. It just hurts all the time. But for a couple of years, quite a few, I go fishing a lot by myself, and I had I call it a fish camp. I sleep out there occasionally, more of a hangout, chairs, tables, place to stay dry if it rained. Back then I could build a fire and, wouldn't worry about anything or anybody. Things change. Change happens. But, you walk in this garage, you tell people, when you're in here, you're safe. You don't have to worry about anything. And all that meant was, it's a calm place. We're not in here to headbang, scream and yell. If we're hanging out, we can be mellow and stuff. And that's the way it was for a while when when I was here, and I felt safe. I felt safe in here. I felt like I could relax. I used to sleep out here in the wintertime. In the wintertime when it was cold, I'd have a small heater, and I could wall this section off right here. This is where there's a step down here from the inside of the house. The laundry room is here. There's a door here that goes into the kitchen, but this is still the step up out here, and it drops down there. And I would get they make the big thick Celotex type stuff, which is a polyisocyanurate board with full faces on both sides. That's how it's marketed, and they've got different thicknesses of it. And I found you get some that's like 2 inches wide, real wide. And I had that, and I could put 2 pieces across here, have an instant wall, and it would stay warm. I could run the heater. It'd be 30-some degrees outside, and it would be 68 in here, I remember. And I could sit out here, and because it was hard to walk from my bedroom out here to smoke a cigarette a lot, and I didn't want to smoke in the house because Mom, I'm walking out here, and I'd want to sit down and smoke a cigarette, and I'm like, I want to get something to drink, don't want to walk back and forth a million times. I'm tired, I want to lay down. So I line up my chairs out here, and I put my jackets and stuff on them, and I could sleep pretty comfortable out here, It was kind of nice, just, felt that comfortable. And I used to keep this area right here very clean. It's my office area. Still call it my office. It's going to take a little bit of work to get it back, but hey, everything does. A lot slower than I used to be. Mine remembers. I even still got, look at that, it looks like I have muscles. I was just looking at muscles. Leftovers from a time when I was actually, shoot. My legs are gone. That's the bad thing. God. All my life. So I made money. Shoot. What do I know? Anyway, I was gonna give you a tour of the house. Let me drink some of this coffee so it's not so hot. Um, this area over here, we used to, we were kids, and up until this was the '70s and stuff. A lot of this area was old pasture land here in this area, and I used to even back then would find barbed wire and posts from before when it was turned into subdivisions and roads, and they would do it. They did this whole area. It's a pretty incredible. There's still roads that are abandoned out in the middle of nowhere. It used to be you could ride out there. People would dump trash out there, and you could kind of go. When you're poor like me, sometimes you find some neat stuff out there. People throw, somebody would move away or die or something, and people would throw really nice stuff away. I found some scuba gear out there, a grinder that worked that I made money off of because I know how to sharpen lawnmower blades, and that's a high demand in the summer here, And heck, there for a while, the only money I made was from lawnmower blades. And you're not getting rich off of them, but when you are broke, $20 is like, hell, that's a lot of money. Well, living on an old cheapo budget. Uh, People walked away from a lot of these houses, and the fridge would be full, the kids' toys and clothes, all kinds of furniture and stuff, and they just walked away, and it's like, oh my God, And a friend of mine who was doing lawns, he still does, I think. Um, no longer a friend. I wouldn't say that. No longer a friend. I will say that. Um, he he would go into all these houses, He's out mowing yards, And these grass is getting like waist high and stuff after a long while, especially in the summertime. And you walk in these houses, washing machines, dryers. People just they went back. If they were from up north, they went moved back in with parents or whatever, and just left everything. It was incredible. And there were times, he would say, "Hey man," I'd be like, "I don't know, man. Who the hell he is abandoned for a long time." And I just couldn't believe it was like a level of devastation that nobody ever seemed to address or care about. It's kind of sad, man. But let me tell you my experience with it. I just kept hunting for work, and I kept telling people, "Hey, it's got to get better, man. I can't last shoot. It lasts a long time." I never gave up. One guy hired me to help him um, do quite a bit of work for him, and I was making $20 an hour, and I figured I'd be worth 16. I said, "Why are you paying me 12? He's paying me 12 something an hour." It was after what was that way after that was it was all right, but he goes, "Because of the can." He goes, "They got me a good carpenter for a good price." And I said, "Well, you know what?" I said, "You're right." I said, "I'm not going to do you any sandbagging or anything just because you're not paying me what I normally make." Well, you know what I mean. I said, "I don't do that, And even when I was working out of labor pools for minimum or barely above, it was the same way. I'm not going to go on a job and give them my minimum wage. I'm going to go out there and I'm just going to do the best I can because sometimes they want you back. And sometimes they do, and that meant a lot. I had a school we worked on, and I'd go there, and it'd be a day or two, and it was cleanup basically is how it started, and then it slowly evolved into a bigger crew, and then it evolved into where they wanted to hire girls too, and so we had a guy crew and a girl crew, mainly cleanup, but they realized we weren't scared to go up on ladders. A lot of guys pull that slip and fall crap. I said, "Man, I said, got an excellent balance." So it turned out I worked at this school for gosh 6 or 7 months, and they treated me with respect. I wasn't making a lot of money, but I worked every day. and I just enjoyed it. And sometimes we worked really, really hard, and sometimes it wasn't as hard, but it was good work, and I got to see something as big as a school come together, to the very end. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. And they brought the police and the fire department has to go through on tours to learn where everything is in the school so that they get called there, they know where the auditorium, the music room, all that stuff is. And that was real interesting too, things that you learn. Um, being a carpenter, I was a carpenter. I mean, if you showed up to work and you had paint on your clothes, it's like, you want to be a carpenter or you want to be a goddamn painter? Go paint, then, son of a bitch. Guys would jump your shit. But we all grew up together when I started framing. We all played sports, and so you yell at each other back and forth. And, you got kind of used to it. You couldn't do that, as you got older and had people that weren't, how would you say, part of you know, your old football buddies and stuff. But boy, first crew I was on, it was all guys I played sports with, all guys, all through school and everything that I did. And I got screamed and yelled at for 6 months straight. Why are you stupid? Get your ass over here. Did you forget? You're like, oh man. And boy, you say something wrong, and hey, everybody, come here. Hey, Randy, tell them what you said there. I'm like, I didn't say anything. Yeah, you did. And these guys, they come walking around. It looks like the old West gunfights. They're laying their nail guns down. They're walking over. It's almost the end of the day, and here I done fucked up and said something wrong. And he goes, tell them what you said, Randy, or I will. And I'm like, God damn it. I said, I said, why do they call it a stud hole? Because we walked over. I'd seen him put them in. Put a scuttle hole was what he said. But me, because I'm far enough away, the words were distorted. I couldn't quite figure it out. So here he is showing. He said, "Can you do that?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "Why do they call it a stud hole?" And boy, and everybody's roaring at me. There's only like 5 guys on the crew, but they all just start roaring, ah, and I'm like, oh man, shit. But there was no slack back then, man. You're late, you're getting screamed at. You're late, get your ass up here. Stack me 10 sheets of plywood before you get up here. All kinds of crap. But yeah, I learned pretty quick when you can't yell at people like that, especially if you're older and they're younger. It's like, ooh. And they say, leave your problems at home. Bullshit, man. See a guy who's down on it, you're gonna say, hey, man, what's up, man? You gonna be all right, man? You want that guy performing. Sometimes you gotta help him out. You gotta be and watch what you say, because people will take your advice. I was all bummed about the old lady and his mom and probation. Yeah, I was having a real bad week. It's Friday, payday. We're on Siesta Key. It's spring break. Hey, man, I'm having a good time. I mean, I got an old lady, but it's still the atmosphere. It's just spring, nice way up there on that roof. I like being high up in there. It's like a 5-story condo. I like being up there. I was like, I said, my advice to you is start drinking heavily. He goes, yeah. I said, yeah, man. I was kidding. He came back Monday. He was all happy. I was like, oh, man. I took your advice. I'm like, what? And he goes, you said start drinking heavily. I said, oh, shit. He goes, I went home and told the old lady that's what my boss said. I was like, damn. Sometimes, think people got thrown in jail or something, I've been fucked up. So that's why I was like, man, I got to watch what I tell these guys. I was kidding. He relaxed, he slept, got a lot of rest, had fun. Okay. Now I'm real old. I'm like grandpa's age. People ask my advice, I'm like, oh God, you're asking the wrong guy, man. I'll tell you a real walk through the house here in a minute. They got huge ceiling fans. I mean, the ceiling fans that were in here, they weren't bad. They were small. These things are big, man. They're like airplane engines or something. But of course, let me think. Yeah, mm, I feel the air conditioner pad. The unit is so honking big. Had to bring their own concrete slab and preform and set it on top of the old concrete slab. You'll see, it's kind of cool. As long as it works. I made more money in bars. I try to explain that to people, and people that don't drink or, well, I was always a drinking man, growing up and everything. I don't drink so much now, though. I used to, though. And people that go to bars have money. They're not going to go to the bar, have one beer a night. Nah, they're going after work. They're going to have a good time. They're going to have a couple of beers and drinks like me. Maybe come back later, shoot some pool. These guys don't want to come home. Guys mechanic, he don't want to come home, have to build something or put cabinets in. I can do that. He wants to pay somebody to do it. Somebody that does it right. That's like me. I used to occasionally do side jobs doing cabinet work because I was a cabinet maker and a woodworker before I was a carpenter, and I was a pretty good goddamn cabinet guy. But I do the installation. You can get I call them knockdowns. The ones that come in boxes. You can get those, or you can get them fully built. Assembled and everything. But I get with the owner or whatever, rip the old kitchen out, put a new kitchen in. I used to make my. I knew where I was making money. I knew how to bid. The materials and everything, how long it would take me because I'd done it so long. And to me, a cabinet job is a hell of a lot easier than a carpentry job. Carpentry is big. The cabinets are relatively young. So, and I would build the countertop out of, the MDF and the and Formica. And I'd do a good job. I'd done them. I'd done them in custom cabinets and all kinds of stuff. Uh, anyway, you get in these old houses, plumbers are royalty. You roll out the red carpet when they come up, buddy. Them guys. But if I had a cabinet job coming up, I would line up well in advance a plumber. So you're my plumber from now on. And usually it might be a guy that was disabled or something. I had this one guy who did a couple of jobs for me, and I said, and it would be in the budget. There'd be $100 bill for I don't care if it's 2 hours work, 3 hours work, or 1 hour work. You're getting that $100. And you also got to go with the parts and stuff with the homeowner though. So and the plumbers know all that stuff. Like I was trying to do something for my mom's sink. I went to the store like 5 times. I was about screaming mad. I'm like, plumbing, and it was something simple too. I just couldn't. Plumbing was kicking my butt, and thank God I ran into somebody that I knew from previous jobs that knew more than me, and he hooked me up with the right part. But I went in there like 4 or 5 times, and I kept getting the wrong stuff. I'm like, what the hell, man? Is it magic? Them guys know their stuff. There's a million different things, crap. So anyway, I always had a plumber lined up. And it was in the budget. Now, if I didn't need a plumber, which was rare because you're pulling these cabinets out, you gotta get new ones in. Now, sometimes those lines are all coming up and all stuff, and how you gonna pick that one big cat up and wrestle around? You can sometimes, and sometimes you can't. Sometimes it's easier to just cut it off and have your plumber guy there to take care of it, and that way, boom, it's done and it looks beautiful instead of having hack, because I have hacked a few times and it's not fun, and it's worth $100 for the plumber to do that. That's his bar money for a week. He's happier than hell. So, oh yeah, we were gonna go look at the air conditioning pad, and then I'll take a tour of the house and show you outside. Inside's a whole different world. They did some cool stuff, but I actually, modern technology and all that kind of stuff. Let's see. I was 13 when I started smoking. 1974. So this would be, what, 46 years? No, 36 years. I've been smoking a while. And the last couple of years, I've actually thought about quitting. Seriously. I always felt it was my right to smoke. I felt if anybody infringed on my right to smoke, they could kiss my ass. Except I wouldn't say it like that. I just thought it was kind of, hey, that's because the environments I grew up in, I guess, when I was younger, it was a lot different than it is now. Let's see if we can see. Here we are, and take a close up look at that garage door too if we can. I gotta figure out a way to do cans and stuff. I gotta check the I hadn't checked the battery. This thing might be about to die. Ugh. It's kind of cooled down a little bit. There's the front came down a little bit. Oh, now I gotta lean. It's kind of messed up here. Look back and all. So anyway, I've got down here on the ground. A friend of mine did it years ago, and he did a very good job. I had him because it would always be dirt out there, and it would always, in the rainy season, it'd get muddy. You'd be tracking dirt and mud in the house. I had him dig down all the roots and everything, 8, 10 inches down, totally smooth out. It's kind of almost clay type when he got to that level. And I brought in over a yard of shell and put down here this basically crushed seashell stuff. That's what all that white stuff is out there. And there's oak leaves in it, but it's my Zen garden when I'll come out and rake it and have it nice and white and clean. Someday in the future, it's kind of my routine. I like that. I like to have a nice white shell, and I'm gonna eventually get to back here. I like to put shell just this whole area right here. I like it. And see, now this is just AC. It's honking big. It's so big. It's honking. But down here on the slab, now you can see the old slab. Where's the thing? It's my knee. Oh, it's my knee. Okay. But the old slab, see how the one's so big it hangs over it. That's pretty cool, huh? And they've actually brought a preformed slab in. Put this in. They bolt them down now, not only for theft reduction, but for hurricane stuff. Which, if a hurricane's bad enough to rip that away, it's pretty bad. It's a hurricane. So, I had this theory. It came from, I'm no physicist or anything, but I understand a little bit about stuff. I have an engineering background, but I've read Stephen Hawking, but the non-mathematical stuff. I wouldn't say philosophy. I would say the thought stuff. And Hawkins had his mind right on a lot of things. Not just him, but a lot of the top physicists, especially the last years, especially the last 10 years, you know. And I've read a lot. I used to read all the time, and I pretty much quit reading because I felt I was wasting my time. I'm reading all these books, and I just it takes me so long to get stuff done now, such as cleaning the garage. You know, it used to be 2 hours I could have everything out, scrub the place, wash it down, dry it. 2 hours, everything back in perfect. Um, I can't do that anymore. And it really sucks because that's the way I used to do stuff. So instead, I just have to work and work and work and work and work, keep at it until I can get something done. And so I felt the reading was interfering with that. Anyway, like Model Sand Garden, my buddy Rich did it for me. Um, and I told him when we did it, we came up with the pickup truck load of shell. And told him, I said, I don't want any shell in the grass. I said, I want it all in there. And he did it perfect, level, beautiful. I put some walking stones on it because you got to have walking stones, otherwise they'll stick on your feet and you'll be tracking them in. But I always took care of that. And this one girl used to come over and she'd sit out here and she'd pick out through the shells. When she first started coming over, you know, she rode a bitch on the back of a rocket, you know, and she was hot. And they come over, it'd be wintertime, you know, they were all leather and everything. First time I met her, I was like, damn, you know, she was smoking. So anyway, but she was sitting out here and I'd be, she all right? Yeah, she's all right. Okay. And didn't know if she was depressed. So I always made sure I kept it clean out here so she had somewhere to sit so she could get her shells. But she would get the tiniest shells she could find. And people would call her crazy and stuff. They weren't crazy. It was cool as hell. Conch shells this big. Every kind of shell that you can find in the ocean this big, she would find the smallest ones. And it was so cool. She showed me a little collection. I'd give her something to put it on. Wow. You're not crazy. You're cool as shit. But so this used to be my hangout. Hopefully, maybe for a short time, maybe it will. I don't know. We'll see. Only bad thing is the air conditioner right there, and the mosquitoes are real bad because under the oak trees. But there are ways to combat that. It's called bug spray and mosquito coils. They're better than citronella candles any day. The mosquito coils. My place, I had to camp out in the boonies. It was under the oak trees also, and I'd go in there and there'd be mosquitoes. And we get the big tiger mosquitoes. They got stripes on them like tigers, so we call them tiger mosquitoes. And they're big, and it's like a flying hypodermic needle. You feel it when you really know when one of the big ones gets you. But I could light a mosquito coil and I could just wave it around in the morning when the air is not moving very fast, and those mosquitoes would run. I mean, I don't know what it is. It's like pepper spray for them or something. It would kick their butts. Right now, I'm going to tour the house, show you the fans and stuff. Now, originally they had a carpet through the whole house, which, that was I guess the 80s or something. You know, it went from jag carpet to kind of carpet, but you know what I mean. It was carpet everywhere. No, thank you, except the kitchen. And so it's a little different now. The bedrooms have carpet, which is fine. The rest is, you'll see. Wish my legs worked better. Hate to be in a desert. Didn't need a cane last time I was here. Now these tower fans are good because they don't have the blades, and they can fit in places that other fans can't, such as small spaces. This is the first tower fan I've ever had. And this is what I got out of the garbage. I got to take it apart, clean it, and tune it up, but it works. Usually, what happens with these fans, and I don't care what kind they are, when you're when you're poor, and $30 or $40 for a fan is a lot of money. When you're poor, it's not in your budget. You go looking on garbage night, and I put the word out. I want a fan, any kind of fan, I don't care if it had blades or not. And you're lucky somebody gave me this one, and it works. And just got to tune it up a little bit. But usually, you can get a fan, and you can take the blade off of it. You can take the whole cage off of it, and you get dish soap and water, and you wipe it down, and maybe spray it with a little bleach or something like that, and they clean up and they work just perfect. Zeus from which country? Zeus from which countries? Zeus. Let me tell you something about Zeus, man. I was told afterwards, as I was sitting there, I was looking for a friend of mine that knew a friend of mine who died that I didn't know he died, and I wanted, kind of talk to him about and everything. And he kind of lived out in the boonies, and I pulled down the trail, and I was told where, but I pulled down the trail of this one camp, and I said, "Hey," I stopped, and I was on my bike. A lot of times I don't even get off my bike; it's too much of a pain. And I said, "Hey, I'm looking for this guy," and I kind of sat there because there was, I could hear people, and all of a sudden, this huge dog with a head like a big old grouper headed dog, he comes lumbering out. I mean, this thing, he was built for action, man. This guy was a big dog, and he came up to me, and I was like, "Please don't eat me." And I had some stuff that bought a drink, got a free bag of like I think it was Bugles or something. They're pretty good, And I said, I got yummies for you. As soon as I said that, he started wagging his tail. I said, I got him, I swear, dude. And I opened him up and I started feeding them, and he liked that. So we became friends, but I was told that number one, he doesn't like bikes, and number two, he don't like strangers. But scared the hell out of me. I learned give the big dog the food, always. So anyway, this dog's name was Zeus. And I was like, "You ain't gonna eat me, is he?" And the guy's like, "Don't get off the bike or don't move." I said, "I won't." But when I was getting ready to leave, when he told me, where to go, which wasn't hell, he said, he told me where the guy was because, he knew I wasn't trying to run a scam or anything on him. I was, I guess honest. But he, I said, "Hey," I said, "You grab that dog when I leave." I said, "I don't want to." That dog could have ripped me right off that bike. It was so big. My bike's pretty big, but the dogs will grab you, especially if they get all mean and ornery. Shoot. Most of the time, one dog won't bother me. Two dogs, oh no, you're out of luck. You better climb a tree or something. Zeus from which country? I'm from which country? I'm Randy, and I'm from Florida. Well, I wasn't born here. I was the only one in my family to be born in Alabama. The rest of them were born in other states in the South, but I got to be born in Alabama for some reason. I kind of like it. My one grandfather lived there. He was a preacher in Alabama, and I remember when I was a kid, we were living in Georgia, and I was a little kid, and they said they had a whale in the backyard. And I said, "Oh, they got a whale. I want to see a whale." I thought they meant a whale. Well, come on, I'll show you the whale and the bricks, and I said, a well. I thought you said a whale. So maybe that was a difference in accent from where we were living in Georgia and Alabama or whatever, you know. Up until, well, it started changing about TV, I think changed things a lot. Back in the 70s and 80s, it started to. But I could tell, you know, if someone was from the South, I could pretty much tell which state they were from by their accent, you know, distinctly. Georgia's different than Alabama's different from Mississippi, from Arkansas, from, you know, everybody has their own distinct type of Southern thing. Then you hear phrases, you know, that's always got me. But somebody, like, I had a girlfriend from Texas, and she was from West Texas, and she cooked a lot of, I guess you call it Tex-Mex food, or I don't know, there's a lot of corn, tomatoes, onions, um, a distinct type of cooking she did, you know, where she was raised that way. And sometimes she would have this one phrase that just would kick my ass. She said,